Hello everyone, this is DB Talks, and I'm here to bring you a very special video. Also, I hope you guys are getting ready for Thanksgiving, getting ready for all that nice food. With me today, I have my good friend from college, Dominic, and he's going to bring us a very interesting discussion. So Dominic, what are we going to talk about today?
So basically, you and I had talked about, the future of Dragon Ball Super, and I think how in a lot of ways it can be improved. Thanks for having me on. By the way, this is awesome. And so basically, a lot of the problems that I have with like Dragon Ball Super is that it's like too predictable. Like it's kind of become like every shonen anime, don't you think?
It's really predictable. It's so bad that like people always say like, oh yeah, it's always going to be Goku and Vegeta equal, but then Goku gets a new transformation. The Vegeta is always left behind, and that's where it's at right now, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just the same thing over and over again, and I don't have a problem watching it, and I don't hate it by any means. I still love Dragon Ball. I mean, like Dragon Ball is a big part of my life, but I just think that it could be done better, and I think I have like a really good idea for how it could go in the future. We were actually talking about it on the phone not too long ago. But my whole premise for the future would basically be to start from the beginning. And what I mean by that is not literally do a time skip to the beginning, but have the aesthetic mirror Dragon Ball. So there's not really a way you can do that if you just follow the way Super's going right now. But if you use like the opportunity that you have at the end of Dragon Ball Z, where you find someone like Oob, you can start from the bottom again. Because I feel like right now there's nowhere to go but up. It's like each villain is just going to be stronger than the next guy, and it's all about just power scaling and beating the villain by force.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah, and so I feel like if you start from the very bottom, you can really focus on character development, and I think there's an awesome opportunity for Toriyama and Toyotaro. Yeah, Toyotaro to do that again with Oob, and what I think should happen is the next arc of Dragon Ball Super or whatever series they're gonna make.
Maybe a future arc.
Yeah,
because we know the new one's going to be about the Billy Goat.
That's true. Yeah, the Billy Goat. So the next arc after that could maybe go to the last tournament in Dragon Ball Z. It could pick up right where they left off, and it could show Goku training Oob. And that could be the focus of the next arc or the rest of the series. But let me just kind of let you know why I think it's a great idea. If you start there, you have a lot of opportunity for, like I said, character development with Goku, because at that point he would start to kind of take over as a mentor, to Oob, and so he would start to learn what it's like to be a teacher rather than just a fighter, And then you can also work on Oob and his character development, which would be great because it wouldn't be just another Saiyan, But also, I think starting at the bottom is great because you, like I was saying earlier, you can go back to the early Dragon Ball aesthetic. You can focus on comedy, you can focus on martial arts, you can focus on all these things that kind of built Dragon Ball up,
Yeah.
And so you can kind of start again, and I think now is a great time to do it because, you have this thing, Ultra Instinct, right?
Yeah.
And Ultra Instinct isn't just like a Saiyan transformation. It's
Yeah.
something that anybody could achieve. Like in the manga, Master Roshi was using Ultra Instinct against Jiren, right?
Yeah, a type of like something like that. Yeah, we said it was it was a type. It wasn't exactly Ultra Instinct, but it was the same like principle as what he was doing.
Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like a well trained martial artist. So
Yeah, so basically, you get to see Oob train, and he can go through all the ropes that Goku did as a young kid, and you have a lot of comedic things to work on with Goku being a teacher and Oob going through all the same routes that Goku did. But also, it's like, all these Saiyan transformations kind of become obsolete, and you can start to more or less root for people like Oob and Krillin,
yeah,
who don't aren't born with all this like insane power,
Yeah.
because that could be kind of like part of Oob's development, is like he knows he's a human and he doesn't have the abilities that Goku or Vegeta have.
yeah,
And so, he says things like, I can't be like you because I'm not a Saiyan. But, Goku could come back and say something like, there's a thing called Ultra Instinct, and it's something that I've only achieved one time, and it's not like a Saiyan specific thing. And
Yeah.
that when you have Ultra Instinct, it doesn't matter how powerful you are, because you basically just become the perfect fighter. And so
Yeah.
it could be kind of the series can kind of take shape from there, and work on Goku and Oob's roles as student and mentor, and also trying to achieve that state of fighting,
I wanted to add because like it's kind of like, remember how when Vegeta fought Kaba for the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and he goes blue and he says he hits him in the gut and he says like, if you keep training then you'll achieve this power. It's like, so that, I mean, because Kaba is a Saiyan, he does have the ability to achieve that, but whereas Oob, he's not a Saiyan at all. So it's like kind of what you're saying. I'm thinking of like, let's say Oob's training with Goku, and then Goku transforms to Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, and then he goes the God form, Super Saiyan Blue, maybe even Sex Kaioken, whatever. And then maybe that's when Oob's just like, I love the training, but how am I supposed to be, how can I get this powerful when I'm not a Saiyan? How can I transform into these? It's impossible. And that would be a good time for Goku to bring up Ultra. It's like he shows him all these forms, but then at the very end, he's like, how can I do this? And then Goku's like, well, when he transforms, he's like, what just happened? Try to hit me. And then he's just trying, and he's missing every time.
yeah. Something like that, or just in general, like, what you brought up there was great. Is maybe while Goku's training Oob, Vegeta could continue to train Kaba. So the series could take on like a totally different shape, and I think that would be a nice change of pace from from what it is now. It's definitely more of a mature change when you think about it. Dragon Ball used to have this kind of comedic martial arts thing, and then Dragon Ball Z, you start to see the universe expand.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, how much can you grow? Really?
Yeah.
Like, how much how much more powerful can you get? I think what we just kind of brought up is just kind of seeing like the maturity of what something could be, and speaking of the character development, I was thinking about this recently too. Is Oob is of course the reincarnation of Majin Buu,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so it would be cool to even see that that character development go further.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking that it'd be awesome if like Oob kind of like was trying to come to terms with like his past,
Yeah.
And you can kind of throw in kind of like a redemption kind of element to Dragon Ball Super.
Okay.
He could experience things like kind of nightmares of what Boo had done, and
Yeah.
I think that would be cool to see him like struggle with something like that, and it could really get the audience invested in Oob as a character, to the main cast without like, throwing Goku or Vegeta away. It wouldn't be like, all these kind of like sequel animes like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX or like Boruto and all
Yeah,
that stuff, where
yeah.
they kind of just started again.
Yeah.
You know, it would just, you know, be a nice way to keep the same characters, you know, in focus, but also, you know, I guess changing the lens or,
Yeah.
you know, viewing the series with a new filter.
Yeah. And I like the nightmares. That's pretty cool. I think the first time we talked about this was you said flashbacks.
Yeah, flashbacks.
But nightmares would be cool too. It's like he has flashbacks and nightmares. It's like, and that it would be cool, as long as they reanimated it. Like if he had flashbacks of specific scenes from like Dragon Ball Z, like where, like Kid Buu, like maybe killing the Supreme Kais, or maybe when he's fighting Goku on Namek.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I had a dream I was fighting you in your Super Saiyan 3 form. What was that about? And then
Yeah.
Goku's kind of like, maybe part of like the training him is like Goku explaining, hey, so this is who you were, and so this is why you keep having the same nightmares and these flashbacks. So that'd be cool too.
Yeah, that's kind of cool. Like, I think in a way that kind of like that reflects Goku's story, because remember when he was like a little kid,
Yeah.
he transformed into the
Ozaru,
right?
Yeah.
And he killed Grandpa Gohan.
Yeah.
And so in a lot of ways it's very similar to like, you know, this idea of Oob trying to figure out who he is, because Goku had to come to terms with that, and he had to come to terms with like, you know, his transformation ability. Although I don't think he never realized that he was an Ozaru, did he? Or I'm sure he did later. Like
At some point, I feel like someone told him, because who cut off his tail the first time?
Master Roshi did, I think.
Oh yeah.
But I don't know if anyone was like, you killed your grandpa, you know, because when he went to Baba's place, yeah, and he fought Grandpa Gohan, I don't remember if like they actually said like if Grandpa Gohan was like, hey, you killed me, it's good to see you again, you know.
That's cool too, because it's like a parallel where it's like, you know, here's Oob, and he's like, it wasn't him, but it was him. He was evil. Then he's coming back, and he's a new person. He's good. It's like the same thing. Goku, well, I mean, unless we're going with the new Broly movie with the new retcon, I don't know what's gonna happen there. But basically, you know, what we were told before was that he came to Earth as a baby, and he was evil. And
yeah, his mission was to
yeah,
destroy life on Earth. Yeah.
Yeah, and supposedly as a baby, like he was giving Grandpa Gohan trouble. Like he was just a really bad kid, and if it wasn't for that bump in the head, he wouldn't have become good. So it's like, in a way, it's a parallel. It's like Goku was or would have been evil, but then he turned good. So it's like Oob, it's like he was evil, and now that's kind of a good, you know, explanation like you were saying. Like it's like mirroring Dragon Ball in a sense.
Yeah.
So
I mean, just aesthetically, I think that they should go back to Dragon Ball, just because you can focus on martial arts and training and comedy, versus all the typical shonen plot points that we're seeing in Dragon Ball Super now.
yeah,
You know, it just seems like, you know, the only way for the series to become better is to like kind of scale the power ups and stuff and the transformations back.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we've already seen 4 transformations in Dragon Ball Super, and it's been like,
and then there's
3 years maybe.
Yeah, and there's also GT, which is non-canon. That's another transformation. It's like so many transformations.
But you know what? It's I've been thinking about it a lot lately, and I'm sure we all know Geekdom 101, but like I think I had heard him say that Dragon Ball is kind of becoming like Marvel in a sense. Like there's all these different branches of like where it goes in the future with Xenoverse and Heroes and GT and Super.
And then like the movies have their own timeline. So
Yeah.
not really their side stories.
So it's like, you know, anything is possible. It's just kind of growing, but you know, I feel like this discussion that we're having about, you know, what it could be really could just be like a new tangent, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna add to because also when you mentioned how redoing making it kind of like Dragon Ball,
Mm-hmm.
that would also it's like we're doing GT the right way because I know a lot of people don't like GT in general,
Mm-hmm.
which I think there's some cool things about it, but overall a lot of people don't like GT.
Yeah.
Which I can understand why, but supposedly, and I think I got this from Geekdom, or is that for GT, the reason they made Goku a kid is because they were trying to make it more like the original Dragon Ball, and then it also continued with Oob because Goku was training with Oob on the
Kami's
Lookout.
Lookout, yeah.
So it's like your story would be like making it like that, only the right way, like
Mm-hmm.
making it good. Like Goku doesn't have to become a kid again. He's taking over Master Roshi's role. He's mentoring Oob, and Oob is the new Goku.
Yeah.
So this way, it actually makes it good. No offense to those who like GT, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, in this timeline that we're talking about, it's kind of like the time between Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball GT.
yeah,
It's like, I feel like, in my opinion, Super and GT both aren't really that great. They're both cool in their own respects, but it's like, just trying to like, I don't know. You're skipping over a lot of stuff with GT and Super. You're trying to fill like a gap, and then the gap isn't really like working out because it's like when you see the last scene in Dragon Ball Z, it's like none of this stuff has happened in Dragon Ball Super.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of cumbersome storytelling, I think. But just the whole, I think there's a lot to be explored with Oob, and they're really ignoring what could be an awesome story.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got to sell toys and merchandise
That
and
is
stuff.
true.
So I
And
mean, it's like, what are you gonna do?
we know that transformations sell a lot of toys, apparently.
Yeah, exactly.
The new Super Saiyan Gogeta Blue, probably.
Yeah.
Toy action figure, the new Brill action figure.
Yeah, I remember I was watching, like, someone was playing, like, a modded version of, like, Xenoverse 2 or something, where
Mhm.
basically they had, like, made Super Saiyan 5, 6, 7, and 8, and they were all basically, like, just different colors, like, after red it was blue, then green, then purple, and then, like,
Yeah.
silver and stuff. It's just, like, the hair just doesn't mean anything anymore,
It's like remember in Resurrection F, or like I think in the series and the movie, Frieza's like, okay, so Super Saiyan with blue hair dye now, like.
Yeah.
Or like Bobby was like, you changed your hair, so what? It's like that's all it is. It's changing the hair,
Yeah.
changing the hair length, changing the hair color.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. But I mean, just to kind of like, I guess go over my points again. I think just Dragon Ball Super is just kind of too predictable because it's, basically a shonen marketing kind of show, which is, I mean, okay, but, for the people who really who grew up with it and want to see it mature like they have,
Yeah.
I think it would be better to kind of, for Goku and Vegeta to kind of take in the roles that, personally we have, because now we're not kids anymore, we're in our 20s and 30s,
Yeah,
and
getting close to 30 for me.
yeah, exactly. It's like, it would be cool to like, just like how we're kind of mentoring younger people, to see Goku and Vegeta do that.
Yeah.
And get to see, new faces kind of take the spotlight, and go through the same experiences that Goku and Vegeta had, or, we had,
Yeah.
Seeing Oob kind of like learn everything and, have all these fun adventures, emphasis on like kind of fun and comedy like Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
It would be really cool, but I mean, you could still like have it be all in the same universe. I mean, like maybe for a couple episodes, he's got to find Piccolo, and he's just like, just running around on an island looking for Piccolo or something like that,
Yeah.
But you have the comedy and martial arts aspect. The martial arts thing would be cool, because I remember watching Dragon Ball, and I watched Dragon Ball after Dragon Ball Z, but I remember like seeing Goku do the Budokai Tenkaichi
Mm-hmm.
and fighting like Nam. Do you remember
Oh
Nam?
yeah, I remember. Nam.
Yeah, Nam and like Tien, and I thought every single fight was cool because like they had their own specific style, you know, and it was just, I don't know, it was
the
just,
techniques matter more, I think.
yeah, the techniques mattered more, and it didn't matter how strong you were because, you know, sometimes like the technique or the intelligence of the fighter like prevailed more than like the strength.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and seeing that again would be cool. You know, we could see kind of like the new generation like come up a little bit more without losing sight of Goku and Vegeta and all the old characters, and that's what I think. You know, a focus on Oob, how it could benefit the series.
And it's true because, like, you know, they've been kind of hinting at him for a while. Like, I think it was after the tournament arc. I think it was either after the tournament or after the Battle of Gods arc.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think it was before the Universe 6 tournament,
Mm-hmm.
where they were trying to get members to the team, and they had that whole flashback, and then Goku said, "Hey, what about that kid? Isn't Kid Buu supposed to be reincarnated?" He didn't say Kid Buu, but he said, "Hey, what about the reincarnation of Majin Buu?" And then I forgot, someone said he's too young. And then later on, before he meets 17, there's like, "Oh, hey, by the way, 17's here. He's really strong. Oh, also, there's a kid on this island, and you should really, I think you need to train him." Didn't they tell Goku to train him outright? In the future, didn't he say?
Maybe, yeah.
Because he has a lot of potential. Oh, because then he tells him he's the reincarnation of Majin Buu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like they're hinting at it. So I feel like your way would be the best way to go about it, because if they just go to like, if they make the last episode of Super the last episode of Z, and just reanimate it, that's going to be so disappointing.
Yeah.
They should at least like do something. Like if they don't do like another like either new series or new season, what I was going to say was at least make it a movie.
Yeah.
Or a special, like kind of like, and we talked about this earlier. What was it called? What was that one movie? The GT movie?
Path to Power?
Yeah, where Goku's like great 10th grandson. What do you call it? Great. I forgot.
Yeah, it's like triple great grandson. Or
Yeah, something crazy. But it's like, you know, in that movie, that kid looks just like Goku, and he becomes a Super Saiyan, and we basically get this reassurance that, hey, the future's safe because, you know, we have him. And then, they also showed him in Dragon Ball Z 2, right?
Did they?
Or was that GT?
I think that was GT. Yeah.
Yeah, where Goku Jr. fought Vegeta Jr.
Yeah.
So it's like they did that in GT, where it's like, hey, we're safe. They could do this with Oob, where it's like they have a whole special about him.
Yeah.
And you know, him finding out about Ultra Instinct, and then somehow he taps into it, like an omen, like Goku did the first time, not the real thing, but the omen, and, you know, just give us that reassurance that, hey, we're gonna be safe because now we have Oob, and they could end it right there, or they could do, like you said, just make a whole new series,
yeah,
or another season.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Just that would be the best way to end it. If they, I mean, who knows? They could just be continuing on with the story for hundreds of years. I mean, they probably won't, but they could.
I just feel like they need to do it now rather than later, because, you know, with each new adversary in Dragon Ball Super, you know, it makes the end of Dragon Ball Z more and more irrelevant.
It does.
Because, like, you know, when they fight in the Budokai Tenkaichi with Oob,
mm-hmm.
You know, it's implied that, you know, he's going to be, like, something, because, you know, he's the reincarnation of Kid Buu.
Yeah.
And so he's got that same, like, power level kind of potential.
Yeah.
And so people are really, you know, intrigued by him. But, I mean, with each Dragon Ball supervillain, it's like they're eclipsing the power of Majin Buu, basically.
Yeah, so it's
like, well, who gives a shit about Oob? Because, You know, he's basically like power level. You know, his power level is just like irrelevant. You know,
Yeah,
so why
like,
even bother with him? You know.
If he's only as strong as Kid Buu, then I mean Goku's base form could just flick him and he'd be knocked out. So it's like, was Goku holding back the whole time?
Yeah, but I mean, I guess the whole point of Buu was to kind of create a new like hero, which is cool. You know, so. I don't want to see it get. Yeah, I don't want to see that character get eclipsed because there's just so much potential with him, and
GT ruined it. Like he
GT
was in
did.
GT, but again that turned into the Goku show, Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Yeah.
And then Oob got defeated by Baby, even though he fused with Majin Buu, and then all Z did was like, okay, here's Oob, 2 episodes, that's it, series is over.
Yeah.
At least this way we're expanding on his character, giving him character development, and seeing the story continue.
Yeah.
And do it right, hopefully. But yeah, is there anything else you wanted to talk about, Dominic?
No, I think that's good. I mean, thanks for having me on because I feel like it's a really cool idea, and I'd just like to hear more people's feedback or comments on it, and maybe it could go somewhere one day. I mean, probably not as like an official thing, obviously, but I mean, people do their own fan manga and stuff all the time, and it would be cool to see people like work as a community together on, something that reflects who we are now.
Yeah, I think I heard somewhere, I forgot what YouTuber it was, but it might have been that guy, Unreal ENT Gaming. I don't know if you heard of him at all.
Yeah.
But I remember, and this is before Geekdom, but it was like early 2015, maybe 2014. But how he did these videos. He was like one of the first ones. He kept doing these theory videos, like saying, hey, what if this happened? What if this happened? He did so many videos. He was like, oh, the people want Dragon Ball back. And then like all of a sudden Battle of Gods comes out and it's like, okay, what's coming next? And so I think he said something in terms of like, finally like Japan, like Toriyama, they saw that the fan base was there and that we were still wanting more. And so they gave us Battle of Gods and then Resurrection F, and then they saw like how much money that made. So it's like, I think if we in the fans, keep coming up with these ideas and just keep showing that we want more, and with specifics, like for example, Broly, like Broly's a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's like, okay, Broly, bring him back. So, I think us doing videos like this, and then just in general, like, maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't, but at least we're kind of planting the seed. So where one day, like, let's say, maybe not Toriyama, but like someone on his staff comes across this video, which, I mean, I only had 10 subscribers, but whatever. but it's like, I mean, look at Geekdom. Like, he started off, I think I was subscribed to him. I wasn't subscribed, but I found him, he had like 30 subscribers, and now he's got like, what, 400,000 now?
Yeah, that's
500,000?
crazy.
I think 500. Yeah, so and now he's like the go-to guy now. Like, he's like a Dragon Ball celebrity. Like, Sean Schimmel knows him, Sabat knows him. So I think if we just keep this up, I mean, and not just us, but like, for the ones listening, like just the fans, if we just keep it up, maybe good things will come. Maybe they'll give us what we want. Maybe they want, maybe not everything we want, but at least some. So, but yeah, is there anything else you wanted to add on to that?
I'm good.
All right, well, this is probably the longest video I've ever done. And other than that, I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. Dominic, you want to say bye?
See ya. Good to be on the podcast.
All right, peace out.